Students, last class we have seen a few acaricides such as chlorphenapine, then propagate, etc. Now we will go for a major group of acaricides called as METI acaricides. METI means mitochondrial electron transport inhibitors because all these acaricides act on the mitochondrial electron transport in the mitochondria, in the cellular respiration. So we have discussed about the site of action of these acaricides and all. Most of these are acaricide except one which is having some insecticidal property. So from 1991 to 93, that was the period during which the metacaricides were discovered, and the major acaricides registered during 91 to 93 are fenpyroxamate, tebufenpyrrole, piridap, and phenacequin, of which fenpyroxamate and phenacequin is still there. Then later on, torfenpyrrole, bifenacate, cyflomethofen, fluacropyrim, and acetoinoxide were later identified, of which I told you most of them are acaricide except one. That exception is torfenpyrrole. It is having insecticidal properties. So this is the brief introduction with respect to metiacaricide. I will give the acaricides which is available in market with along with the trade names. Fenpyroxamate is a one which is available in the Indian market, mostly branded as Setna. That is the most common trade name available. Then otherwise pyromate and mitigate are some of the brand names available in the country. Phenacequin is available in only one trade name, that is Magister in our country. Torfenpyrrole, the trade name is Striker. It is registered in our country, but I haven't seen a bottle of Torfenpyrrole in Kerala. Bifenacate, again, the trade name is Chloramate. I have not seen it. Cyflomethofen, it is registered in our country in the trade name Sultan and Nialta, but I have not seen this in Kerala. So these are the trade names. Now we will see the use. In phenacequin, see, it is recommended in chili, okra, brinjal and tomato against mites at the rate of 2.5 ml per liter. Only effective against mite. Fenpyroxamate is also against mite, chili mite at the 1 ml per liter. And see the next recommendation, that is against coconut areophid mite as root feeding. That's the typical feature because we don't have much pesticides with label claim in coconut. But fenpyroxam is the one which is an acaricide which is having label claim for management of coconut areophid mite. The next one is torfenpyrrole C. It is not recommended against mite, it is recommended against insects. Diamondback moth and aphid in cabbage, aphid, jacet, thrips and whitefly in okra at the rate of 2 ml per liter. Then bifenacate and sulfamethofen are acaricides. So these are the usage pattern of meti-acaricides. Coming to the next group of acaricides, that is cyclic ketoinols. Cyclic ketoinols are chemical subgroups. Basically, if you see the mode of action, these are inhibitors of acetyl-CoA carboxylase. That's an enzyme involved in lipid biosynthesis in insects. That means these acaricides or insecticides prevent the lipid biosynthesis in insects. We have two major groups of insecticides in the cyclic ethanol group. One is tetronic acid derivative and the other one is tetramic acid derivative. The tetronic acid derivative includes the most common spiromespen. You might know the chemical name. We have one more, that is pyrodiclofen. We don't have, it's not registered in our country. Then among the tetramic acid derivative we have spirotetramate is now registered. And one thing with this cyclic ethanol group or acetyl-CoA carboxylase inhibitors is that they are having acaricidal property as well as insecticidal property. So some are effective against mites, some are effective against sucking pests, and against mite it is effective against all stages of mite, including eggs. So that is one peculiarity of acaricides in this group. As I told you, it is lipid biosynthesis inhibitor. And spirotetramate. Spirotetramat is mainly a systemic insecticide. It doesn't have much of acaricicidal property. But spiromesifen and spirodiclofen both are having insecticidal as well as acaricidal property. So that is with respect to the two groups of insecticide, and spirodiclofen and spiromesifen. They are not systemic, only spirotetramat is systemic. Spirodiclofen and spiromesifen is contact in nature, insecticidal as well as acaricidal in nature. Coming to the first insecticide, that is spiromesifen, the trade name is Oberon with an LD50 of 2000 milligram per kg. That means it is having blue label. It is effective against mites, jacids, whitefly. That means it is effective against sucking pests as well as mites, see chili thrips and mites. In Bindi, it is recommended for management of spidermite and tomato whiteflies as well as mites. And the dosage, the most common dosage is 0.8 ml per liter. Then coming to the next group, that's an extremely new group, pyropene. It is having only one insecticide, that is aphidopyropene. This aphidopyropene, the trade name is several trade names is there: Inscalis versus Cefina. I think Cefina is the trade name in which the company, actually it is BASF, is having the patent for this molecule aphidopyropene. Uh, they are claiming in their website that this is registered in our country for the management of sucking pests of vegetables, mainly for vegetables, cucumber, tomato, etc. But the Central Insecticide Board website has not included aphidopyropene in their document. That's why I have not given the usage and all. But the company claims that it has obtained registration. I don't know whether that is due to the lack of updation of the document from the Central Insecticide Board. Anyway, this is going to be a major insecticide for the management of sucking pests in our country, and it is effective for most of the sucking pests. And the major feature is that it is acting on a new site of insect nervous system, that is transient receptor potential vanilloid receptors, and that is mainly acting on the codotonal organs. So since it is having a novel mode of action, the chances of cross resistance is extremely low. Till now, we were mainly using neonicotinoids for the management of sucking pests, and because of the large scale use for the last 20 years, that has lost its efficacy. Many insects have evolved resistance against it. So this can provide a relief for the farmers who are faced with resistance of neonicotinoids. So this is pyropene, which is having only one insecticide, that is aphidopyropene. Coming to the next group, that is oxidizin. Oxidizin, we have two insecticide, indoxacarb and metaflumizone. First, we will discuss about indoxacarb. It is synthesized in 2001. Actually, it is a pro-insecticide. And if the carbomethoxy group of indoxacarb is removed, that process is called decarbomethoxylation. So, if the decarbomethoxylated indoxacarb is more potent insecticide, and it acts as the blocker of sodium channel. If you see the mode of action, you can see sodium channels and DDT and its analogs. They were acting as modulators of sodium channels, while the oxidizins are blockers of sodium channels. This indoxacarb is mainly effective against lepidopteran pests. In our country, it was registered for the management of rice leaf fold. LD50 is 1732 milligram per kg. The trade name is Avon and Amate. Only one company used to market this in our state, that was DuPont. In the earlier, it was available in the trade name Avon. Later, they marketed in the trade name Amate. This is the carbomethoxy group. If this carbomethoxy group is removed, it will become more potent. That is, it is a pro-insecticide. If you see the activity spectrum, it is effective against lepidopteran pests, but nowadays it is not widely used. Two formulations for the EC and SC, because more potent lepidopteran pesticides which is effective against lepidopterans such as chlorantraniliprole and flubendiamide was introduced later, And indoxacarb is not as such an active pesticide against lepidopterans when compared to diamides. So because of the more potent molecules available in the market now, indoxacarb is not that preferred by the farmers, and it is not seen in the market nowadays. Coming to the next oxidizing insecticide, that is metafluomizone. Again, it is effective against lepidopteran pests and veterinary pests, mainly fleas. It is LD50 is greater than 5000 milligram per, that is, it is green label. The trade name is Verismo. So Verismo is recommended against cabbage diamondback moth at the rate of 2 ml per liter. So that is with respect to oxidizing